What's up, Trek Nation? Welcome back to Trek by Numbers on After the Snap. It's me, Tasha Pierce, and today we are heading to DS9 to discuss Season 4, Episode 13, Crossfire. In it, Odo must face his feelings for Kira when she falls in love with First Minister Shakar, her former resistance leader. Crossfire was written by René Auberjonois and directed by Les Landau. It originally aired on January 29th, 1996, and the in-universe date is unknown. As this episode opens, Odo prepares for his Tuesday morning security meeting with Kira, and he even makes her a cup of her favorite Ractigino. Now, it appears he's putting an awful lot of thought and effort into making sure things are perfect, almost like a date. But one of the topics on their agenda is a group of political aggressors, the True Way. They oppose First Minister Shakar's upcoming visit to Deep Space Nine. So you may remember True Way from the episode Our Man Bashir when they went ham on a runabout. They've already been successful twice. Now they're targeting Shakar. However, their meeting is interrupted by Quark, who comes in to complain about the noise Odo makes when he shapeshifts in his quarters. And later on, Cisco, Kira, Dax, Bashir, and O'Brien get all dressed up. They go greet Shakar in their dress uniforms on his arrival. During his visit, Odo informs Cisco of a planned assassination attempt on Shakar by the True Way. So despite the threat, Shakar insists on continuing with his scheduled activities. He's showing no fear. Odo and Worf set up security for Shakar's reception. But when Shakar expresses a desire to visit the promenade and the temple, Odo reminds him of the security concerns that they have. It's funny, the last episode we discussed people who take advantage of the blind faith of others, and this week we see a character truly walking in faith. That Star Trek lottery really delivered this time, right? As Shakar meets and greets people on the promenade, Odo keeps a very watchful eye over him, making everybody nervous, and that is the intent. He wants everybody to be on pins and needles. He wants everyone to know he's got eyes on the prize. During the reception, Shakar takes a walk with Kira, and Odo insists on shadowing them for security reasons. They have an animated conversation and openly display affection towards one another, and this makes Odo jealous. After an annoying meeting with Federation delegates, Odo escorted Shakar back to his quarters. Shakar expressed his desire to fast-track Bajor's admittance to the Federation, but the delegates are hesitant to agree. Now, he's grateful for Odo's thoroughness, though. Shakar invites him into his quarters, and then just out of nowhere, he asks Odo if Kira has romantic feelings for him. Odo denies it, but Shakar confesses that he's developed feelings for Kira and is afraid of jeopardizing their friendship if he reveals them and she doesn't reciprocate. Now, Odo, who clearly has no sympathy for Shakar's situation, listens to him, probably thinking to himself how this is the last shit he wants to hear. The following morning, Kira arrives at the Tuesday meeting with Odo 20 minutes past the scheduled time. This never happens. She has spent the morning reviewing a proposal with Shakar over Ractigino, not even taking a sip of the one Odo had prepared for her this morning. Kira then departs early to give the First Minister a tour of the station, for which Odo is once again the escort. Now, while on an upper pylon, they witness the opening of the wormhole, and Shakar makes the customary wish and then leans in to kiss Kira. However, he hesitates due to Odo's presence. Needless to say, at this point, Odo is extremely distracted. So as they get into the turbo lift, Odo receives a call from someone who sounds like Worf, informing him about the need to reroute this particular turbo lift. Despite requesting quote-unquote Worf's security code, Odo's attention is still diverted by Kira and Shakar's chit-chat. So eventually, Odo just relinquishes control of the turbo lift to whomever, and that leads to a disastrous free fall. Now, the elevator is falling completely out of control with Odo, First Minister Shakar, and Kira inside. Odo, fortunately, saves everybody. Using his shape-shifting abilities, he is able to push out on the turbo lift and use the friction there to stop it. During a meeting, with Cisco. Odo takes responsibility for this incident and admits to failing to verify Worf's security code. And we see Cisco reprimand him for this negligence, and then they discuss the ongoing investigation, revealing that no ships have left the station since this incident, so this saboteur is still on DS9. Odo has an opportunity to redeem himself. Odo then meets with Worf, but his mind is still preoccupied with Kira. So while he goes to question her about the incident, he discovers that she's with Shakar in her quarters. So Odo punishes himself by taking up guard outside Kira's quarters. And the next morning, when Shakar leaves, Odo goes to question Kira, but he really wants to confirm his suspicions that Kira and Shakar are now romantically involved. Kira verifies his hunch, and she even expresses thanks that Odo is the first to know. Unfortunately, this devastates Odo. And I don't know about you, but I have been on the wrong end of this unrequited love a lot of times. And it is the most awful feeling in the whole world to watch the person that you have these strong feelings for going off and being happy with someone else. The audacity. So now Odo is walking around with his own personal thundercloud over his head. And he returns to his office to find Worf apprehending a True-Way operative who was attempting to sabotage the environmental controls. Now, despite the fact that the perpetrator has been caught, Odo is pissed that Worf didn't involve him in this apprehension. And he trashes his quarters. I mean, when I say trashes, Odo loses his mind in his quarters to express this frustration. So Quark hears, I guess, all this ruckus, and he goes up to Odo's quarters. And after evaluating what the hell is going on here, Quark gives him some very solid advice from one quote-unquote friend to another. He tells Odo that he either needs to confess his feelings to Kira or move on with his life. Now, Quark says that he's only concerned because Odo's personal life is impacting his manhunt pool, a betting game that Quark runs whenever there's an unusual crime on the station. And in this pool, people bet on how long it'll take Odo to catch the culprit. We do know that Odo and Quark have this kind of crazy friendship. So Quark is really concerned for a person that he considers a friend, a frenemy. After their talk, Odo decides to cancel this Tuesday morning security meeting with Kira. He said he felt they were no longer an efficient use of his time. We know that he can't bear to be in the same room with Kira while he harbors these feelings. He also had the floor of his quarters reinforced so that Quark would no longer be disturbed by his late-night shapeshift. Still, Odo was heartbroken, but he was determined to move on with his life. He had a job to do, and he was determined to do it well. And we saw how these feelings truly impacted his ability to do his job well. A position I've been in before. Also, I don't know, I really related to Odo in this episode, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. So later, Odo watches Kira and Shakar together, and he felt that pang of jealousy that you might feel. But he also knew that it was time for him to move on. He turned away, just focused on his work. Unrequited love is a prevalent theme in narratives because it resonates with so many individuals. At some point in many, if not all of our lives, we found ourselves in Odo's situation, loving someone who does not return our affections. This experience is filled with anguish, especially when the person we care for sees us only as a close friend. Nothing is more tormenting than harboring feelings for someone who doesn't reciprocate them. And René Auberjonois portrays this agony splendidly. Auberjonois, and I'm gonna quit calling him that because y'all know I get tongue-tied saying his last name. Auberjonois' portrayal of Odo is among the reasons why Deep Space Nine is cherished by so many people. He infuses the character with profound depth, complexity, and he presents Odo's unrequited love for Kira in a heart-wrenchingly authentic manner. We can sense Odo's pain, we can sense his bewilderment, that flicker of hope We understand that his hesitance to confess his feelings to Kira and witness the immense hurt that he experiences when she chooses to be with Shakar, even though he never gave her a proper choice. Anywho, Auberjonois' performance serves as a reminder that unrequited love is a universal human experience. It's something we have all encountered at some point, maybe, possibly, mostly, and we can empathize with Oda. Auberjonois breathes life into this experience, capturing its poignant beauty and heartbreak. On my usual scale, I give Crossfire an A for providing Auberjonois with an opportunity to explore the softer side of the tough security chief. It portrays his first taste of genuine love, brimming with the melodrama reminiscent of a moody teenager. Odo's love story begins with this difficult episode, but better moments lie ahead. So what did you think of Crossfire? Drop your thoughts like they're hot in the comments. While you're there, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn your notifications to the on position so you won't miss Engage Live, our weekly live stream. Next week, we continue the series with Season 4, Episode 13 of Voyager. It's called Waking Moments, and in it, the crew begins to experience vivid nightmares, all containing the same mysterious alien. I do hope you'll join me for that one. If you'd like to support me and the channel, consider donating by super thanks or by becoming a member, like these arrows in Cupid's quiver. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Live long and prosper. Peace.